Good evening and welcome to Let's Chat with Belinda E. Well, it took me a while to actually make this video. My sister said to me, you have to do it before the year ends because it's important that you just be yourself and you talk about everyday things. And a lot of people might want to hear what you have to say. A lot of people don't know what it's like to be the life of a public rep in the city of Joburg, going through all the stuff it's going through right now. Now, before I continue, let me just say to you, please hit that subscribe button and at Life with Belinda E. And let's have a chat, and you'll be able to see and hear and have frank conversation, comment about what's happening. What you think about some of the topics we'll be discussing. We're just going to talk about today. I just want to talk about the past year. What a year it has been. We've only got a few hours to the new year, and it's really been a hectic, if I can put it that way, hectic year. It's been, I say hectic because it's not been entirely difficult, but it's also not been easy. We've seen a lot of things happening in the city, in Joburg, where a lot of things went wrong. Obviously, the DA, who's that I am the caucus leader for in the city council, has challenged a lot of some of the things that have gone on in the city council. We've seen a lot of safety concerns. We've seen the water crisis. We've seen everybody just, let me just say, running their mouth about a lot of things. And it's understandable because people are frustrated. And I don't think people actually realize how difficult it is to be a public representative in a councillor in a city, not only as complex as Joburg, but also with the administration that sometimes can be quite hostile to the opposition and councillors who are not necessarily in the ruling coalition. It's been rough. Let me just say that it's been rough. I'm Belinda, obviously, and it's been fulfilling for me. This year has been very fulfilling for me. It's been tough. There were times when I really went through quite a bit that I felt was victimization, um, not only from because of what's happening, but a lot of the stuff that I felt was happening around. Obviously, the case with the city manager. During the period prior to the court judgment, there was so many things happening. I also felt that there were times when I've seen, I don't know where it comes from, but there were times when I was followed by unmarked cars. I've had to drive around my area a few times. Uh, Sometimes I became paranoid because I felt that it's rough. And when you see the same car over a couple of days with either no number plate at the back or no number plate in the front, and you can't really go to the police to open cases. I don't know how many times I've actually phoned, uh, people that I know in the police to just ask, what happens in a situation like this. It's been a rough time. But I must say, I absolutely do not regret this past year and the vocation. I believe that this is a calling. I don't believe that this is just a job. And frankly, I believe if you think it's just a job, then this is not for you because it cannot be a job. Not only is a salary crap, but also there are no real perks as a counselor. I mean, you can't, you have to declare everything one. Um, and even if relatives give you something, you've got to declare if it's over a certain amount. And I am as open as a book, so I always somebody who would just declare everything and things like that. So it's been rough, but it's been rewarding, and I am so privileged to be able to not only speak to you today, but also to be able to serve my country in this capacity. It's absolutely wonderful. I love being a mom to a 10-year-old. He keeps me on my toes. And I'm loving this particular time at the moment, even though we've had a rough time with power, electricity, water, lack of sleep, because you got to be accessible to residents at reasonable times, but reasonable times in a crisis can't really be defined. And my son, saying to me, "No, mommy, I understand you are working for the people." So, and absolutely wonderful having my husband, um, being a wife to somebody who understand when you said you are serving your country, and actively encourage me to do so, and know that sometimes take you away from the family. It's really, really been quite rewarding. But this time of the year, it's actually quite nice because I can actually cook with my son. We can cook as a family, which we don't often, we're not able to do very often in a normal year. So it's really been a good time this time around. But I just want to talk about some of the lessons. I don't believe there's any bad things that happen without a purpose. I'm a firm believer that there's always a purpose for something that happens. One of the first things that I have learned this past year, which I just want to share, is that you have to be true to yourself. Not everybody is going to like you, not everybody is going to agree with you, and sometimes in your pursuit to do what is right, you're going to find a lot of frogs, if I can put it that way, and who's going to try and discourage you from doing what you're doing. But you gotta absolutely believe in yourself and know that this is what you are called to do. There was a lot of days where you really want to question, is this really what I'm supposed to be doing? But it is absolutely, I'm very blessed to be able to serve my country in this capacity. Then number two is you gotta believe in a higher power. For me, that has been my strength when things were tough, when I take on challenging situations, sometimes when you have to deal with issues that has to do with corruption, and you hear from whistleblowers, you deal with whistleblowers who sometimes cannot meet with you, and you've got to send conduits to meet with them. You've got to meet them in places that are a little bit unsavory, and it's challenging, but it's rewarding. But you gotta believe in a higher power. That has carried me through. I can only talk about myself, and that really has carried me through that. Being true to myself, and secondly, believing in a higher power. For me, it's God. I'm a Christian, and I really thank God for this opportunity, and I'm able to give encouragement to some of the many whistleblowers that come through to me. And I want to take this opportunity to say to those whistleblowers who sometimes contact me and sometimes are scared for their lives because of the names or the people that is involved in some of the corruption issues that they bring to me, not only in the city and sometimes in the province. I want to say I take my hat off to you and thank you for trusting me sometimes with this information that you are bringing to me. Thank you very much. And I'll continue to do what is right. I'll continue to protect your identities where I need to. And I just want to take off my hat to you for standing up for what is right, even if you have to do so anonymously. Thirdly, I want to say family. It is so important that you have to, the foundation for me for doing what I need to do is my family. They really keep me grounded. It really helped. And I was even saying to colleagues that, you know what, family over everything. It's important when all of this is gone, when all of if you have fame, when all the fame is gone, everybody knows your name because of a particular position, when all of that is gone, the only people that you can run to is your family. It's very, very important that you're able to just come, let go, relax, not talk about work as such, and just relax with family. And that's number three. That's important that I have learned over the past year. Number four, keeping my circle extremely small, and that really, really helped me a lot over the past year. I felt like the more people got to know who I am, the more there were stories fabricated, and something innocent I would do will be taken out of context. But the smaller my circle became, I could really identify who really is with me, for me, and who gets me, who understands me, who gets what makes me tick, what doesn't make me tick, what I hate, what I you know what I enjoy, and just really being there. And that is, it's so important. And for me, it was really, really important that I keep my circle as small as possible. I want to say to everybody listening to this video that it's important that we go into this new year with these lessons, that keeping your circle small, for example, is good, because those are the people that will tell you the truth, even if it's difficult to hear. And then you can make assessment, and about some decisions you're about to make, or some decisions that you have made. One of the other things that was very, very important for me is not surrounding myself with people who agree with me. Surrounding myself with people with diverse opinions was very important over the past year, because it was important that people who don't agree with me, I hear them out. And sometimes it's important. It taught me a bit of tolerance, to listen more. And I really, really, that helped me over the past year. It's helped me to deal with a lot of difficult situations. And I must tell you, I would do it this year that year that is going to be passed over the next few hours. It's been a rough year, but it's also been a good year. And if I have to do it again, I'll do it again. So, take those lessons. Take every lesson and assess what is for you and what's not for you. And as we go into the 2025, see what is the best for you. Keep your circle small. For me, that it was key. Keep my circle small, believe in God, do what is right for you, and family. Very important. And that is what kept me through the year. Because when all else fails, and I always say this very blunt, when all hell breaks loose, where do you go to? You go to God. You go either, if you're a Christian or you have faith in something or someone, you go on your knees, you pray. And secondly, your family is there to support you, because not everybody who goes up the ladder or who walks with you. I always make this example that I say, over the past few years, not only this past year, but over the past few years, I have been in a situation where I feel like we're all going to Tshwane, if I can use that example. And I think I'm walking with 3 people to Tshwane. But I find out as I get to Midrand that there's only 2 people that are walking with me. And the other, there's only 1 person that's walking with me. The other 2 people is either along the way or at the back busy talking to somebody else. And I think it's so important to know that not everybody who starts the race with you will finish the race with you. And not everybody who starts the race with you is your friend. And not everybody who walks with you is your friend or your brother. Keep your circle small. Believe in God. Make your family priority. And that is what I wanted to say for this new year. Have a wonderful, precious, new, prosperous new year. And I know things are going to work out. It's going to be fun. We're going to have a much better year. Things are going to not always be easy, but if you keep that, if you keep your circle small, you have your family, you believe in God, you stay true to yourself, you will see that things will work out for you in 2025. Have a lovely evening further, and precious, precious, prosperous new year for everybody.